All right, let's just do this. It is Sunday. It is 11th of January. It's only 7 o'clock. Pretty early, really. It's 2 o'clock Eastern, 7 in the UK, where it's dark, cold, and just horrible, horrific in the land where they got to look to ban X.com. What a surprise. Okay, this is my kind of becoming a regular thing. A to Z of stocks for a Sunday. I'm just going to go through everything, well, a fair chunk of what I follow. Um, and we'll start with double A, Alcoa. And look at this. Look at this. 4, 8, month 9 up, 63, 21. It's basically tripled up in since April. And I told you in this in December, look, 47s cleared. Next target 55, 55 slash 56-ish. But that's already gone. We're already way past that. And you can argue, yeah, we're overbought, but hey, why can't we have another? I mean, you could even argue we've got to go up into at least February, March, right? It's another two candles, right? What's another two candles going to get us? 80, 90? Challenging the 94s from 22. In any case, bullish. I'm going to try not to get bogged down in any given stock, but hell. Okay, Apple's down 4.6%. I mean, it's just, you can argue it's just a little retracement. Because look, Apple's come up from 168 to 260, 288. It's just a little retrace. Earnings are out at the end of the month, should be okay. Wouldn't be surprised to see this red candle turn positive. Airbnb, do not like it. It's a long-term chop fest. Too many regulations make this company not viable anymore. Archer Aviation, air taxis. Look at this, 17%. It hasn't even clawed above, we've got major resistance, 10 MA in the nines. Psi 10, the cautious will chase above 10. No earlier. American Eagle, Sydney Sweeney. Yeah, that stock's a little bit tired, but it's still pushing in higher highs, higher lows. You got to think the 33s are going to be challenged this year, probably within a couple of months. Can't be bearish, Miss Sweeney. AMD down 5%. Current candles bearish engulfing, and it has come down, $64 from the high. Oh no, it's on the high end. The cautious will not be involved. Amazon, king of retail. Yep, look at this. 7% ahead of earnings due the end of the month. You got to think we're going to take out the 258s and onward to 300, right? Sooner or later. Kathy Woods Arc, don't care. Boeing, solid gains 8%. We're going to take out 242s, right? And then next to this, next onwards, there was 267s. I mean, it is multi-year chop though, right? We need to clear the 267s to have some confidence, but looks like we're going to do it. The Baba up 3% on a month. You can argue multi-month structure is a bull flag. We also even have a positive candle above a 10 MA. I am bullish Chinese stocks again. Unless you're a communist, though, you will be buying American retailers, not China. Also, there's a bull flag there. There's a bull flag there. You have. This is the third good bull flag. In theory, again, if I had to give a target, 220. 220 is 60, $70 up, right? $70 on 150 is about 45%. 45% of upside. And there's a trade there. Bank of America New Historic High earnings are out this week. They should be fine. Caterpillar, 7.8% on the month. So, December and November were a little bit choppy, but we're still pushing upwards. If you're bullish the global economy, you got to be bullish Caterpillar. Also, Ray Dalio had Caterpillar in his list for 2026. Can't disagree with him on that. And if you're bullish Caterpillar, then you're also bullish Dia. Kamiko, look at that. Impressive. We're only 7 days into the trading year. A new historic high, 17%. Again, it's just another wave of nuclear hysteria. It's hysteria, but it's justified on a long-term basis. Carnival, 5%. Cruise lines doing okay. Cleveland Cliffs. I mean, look at this. This is horrible. The, the main market's pushing up. This is down almost 4% on the month. Mm. It's mostly just down because of nat gas is cooled back to the freeze. Deckers, one of my key signal stocks. December settled at key resistance. It was up a little bit, but then it got knocked down by a couple of downgrades this past week. I think you could argue it's just back testing support, but I mean, this should comfortably hold. We should power onwards. Target is 125 and then 150. The Mouse of Disney. I mean, it's not been pretty, but December was up. January is pushing upwards. Natural target is around 121 to 123. Earnings will come out early February. Energy transfer up 2.8%. It's still a bit of a mess. You could draw a bullish pennant for this, maybe. I mean, it's got a good yield of 7-8%. I like it. Ford upgraded recently, right? Forget who it was. Maybe it was Piper Sandler. I know the target was 16. I forget who it was though. I think it was Piper. But yeah, look, this is the highest level since early 22. I mean, you could even argue, we have a good chance at the 19s, although of course, the recent $19 billion EV write down was just a bad, very bad thing. An admission that the EVs are not generally economically viable. Freeport McMoran, that's impressive, up 11% in the 56s, new historic high, because copper printed a new historic high in the low sixes. If you believe that copper will be sustainably above 7, as I do, then you can start to think about maybe this will go to at least 75, 80. It's not difficult. GE Aerospace, new historic high. No one cares. Alphabet/Google, new historic high, very impressive. So December was just a little bit of consolidation, and we're off and running again. Earnings, look, I don't know when earnings are going to come in. Maybe late January, but they're going to be fine, right? Goldman new historic high earnings this week will be fine or good actually. Home Depot, oh look at that, look at that. Oh yeah, now we get to the good stuff. This is the good stuff. Home Depot, teeny washout, powers back upwards. We have a bullish engulfing candle above a 10 MA, 374. We're heading clearly for 400. Earnings will be out in early February, and I'm starting to wonder if it's going to go to 500 by late summer. I think probably yes. Yep, but that's a hell of a candle there. I think we're going to pick up a bit more before the end of the month, maybe 390. If you get 390 into earnings, then you can be testing this and maybe push above in early Feb. Top tier retailer. Intel. Oh, this is even better. Look at this. Up 23.5% on the month, 45. We've already taken out this massive price threshold. Next target is $50, which it could even be printed next week. Earnings will probably come out end of the month. And they should be, I would imagine they'll show improvement. I imagine you got to think they're going to try and probably jump on the AI train somehow, tout something. But that's hell of a candle. And there is a lot of talk about $60 or so this year, and I think probably, yeah. Intel up and away. Joby, another air taxi, performing better than Archer Aviation. I like it. We have a nice look at where it found support right on the 10 MA. Isn't it? Isn't it interesting how that happens? Look at that. Look at it. Did it there as well. A little brief break under there, but look at that. 496, $20, 15.39. It's got to take out 20, right? This is a $40 stock probably. Got to be bullish air taxis. JP Morgan earnings on Tuesday will be good. Bullish. KB Homes up 9%. I'm not a particular fan, but you can argue this is a bull flag after flooring at 48. Also, look, momentum has been ticking upwards since last summer and might turn positive in either March or probably April. Kinder Morgan, kind of appropriately similar to Energy Transfer. Price structure is a lot of consolidation. You could also absolutely draw a bullish pennant, and I like it. I mean, look, it had a hell of a run from 14 to 20, 14 to 30 actually. Big washout to 23, and that's now just churning around. Bullish. Lithium Americas, 23% on the month. You can argue structure is a bull flag. The only problem is I don't think they're planning to mine any lithium until early January of next year. So still another year until this miner is mining. The cautious will leave alone. Lockheed, in my view, one of the best defense companies out there. Look at this, up 12% on the month, partly because of Trump talking about a $1.5 trillion defense budget for next year. We did say a few weeks ago, look, 550 upper Bollinger, which is now ticking up to 562. We're going to take out that, right? We're going to clear 600. I mean, 650 to 700 looks pretty easy. You can't be bearish the military industrial complex. Cheniere Energy, just calling back with nat gas. LVS. So this was a new multi-decade high, but it's not doing well. And I do see videos about, talking about how casinos, Vegas is struggling. Meta platforms down 1%. It is short-term broken under the 10 MA. You see, they tried to rally it here, and the sellers came in pretty hard, and now it's only down a little bit on the month, but this is broken. The cautious are going to leave this alone. It does look like one of the more vulnerable stocks into earnings. Mosaic. Some of my people are talking about Mosaic and Intrepid Potash a lot more. You can argue we have a nice little floor from 21 and then 23. It's up 7% on the month. Momentum's prone to turning positive again. Yeah. Look at that. MP Materials. December was a rough month, but we have rebounded from. Oh, look at that. What a surprise. What a surprise. We rebounded from the 10 MA. Can you believe it? Just like we did just around here, on there, and there, and there. Yep. So it's 62. It's clearly got to take out 100. It's just a matter of when. Morgan Stanley, new historic high. Earnings this week should be fine. Microsoft. Yeah, it's not one of the big techs. It's just you could just argue it's consolidating mostly before another move up. There is a gap down to around 425 to 400. That's an issue. You could argue, we drop back to that in maybe Feb, but I wouldn't short it. Micron. Oh my God, look at that. Look at this. Up 20, almost 21% on the month. 345. Oh, look at this. It's incredible. 61 to 345. I mean, you can argue, yeah, sure, it's overbought. What do you want to do? Short it? Great company, great products, although the company has decided they are literally not going to be looking to sell to the consumer anymore. And I'm literally sitting here with a Crucial, which is a Micron's consumer brand SSD drive, but they don't want to sell to the consumer anymore. Which and the consumers, the tech hardware people, they're furious about this. So Micron is just wanting to sell to AI companies and all the server farms. It's very bad. Netflix. Oh yeah, of course. So Netflix is down for the 6th month of 7. I mean, this is ugly, right? We're way under the 10, sustainably under the 10, mate. 89s. Next support the April 82s and then 70. The 70 magnet is a very powerful magnet. The stock is going to be prone to getting pulled down to 70. Also, you got to think the market is going to want to wash out the 82 people. There will be a lot of people with stops at 82. Mr. Market is going to want to wash those people out. So I have to think Netflix is going to go under 82, take out 80, and then within a week or two of that, you can maybe get to 70. Again, earnings will come in okay. There's no doubt about earnings will be fine. But this stock is broken, and it is very prone to coming down here before resuming upwards. I mean, look, momentum is increasingly negative. We're going to get almost certainly get another candle or another bar lower in February. And if that's the case, what are we going to be at? 75 to 70, which is target. I like the company. Of course, they're in the process of trying to win the bid for Warner Brothers. Ah, yes, Nike. Look at this. So, recent news was that Tim Cook bought a block. Then the CEO announced he bought a block of stock. You can argue, I do argue that the 56s, which was a post earnings reaction, is a key floor, a higher low. And look at this. This is an astounding chart, actually. This is probably one of my favorite charts right now. This. Look at this. When this thing breaks up, you could even argue that after going down all this time, basic target would be, in my view, once you break above 70, my target is 90. But considering the amount of downside, you think, where could we go? We could maybe be looking for, I mean, even I would just be kind of dismissive about, yeah, I would be looking for 120. Yeah, 120 to 125. Is that possible by the end of the year? Yeah, I think it is. I mean, we could see this double up by the end of the year. Of course, for the moment, it is still long-term horror. Needs to break above 70, but I like this one a lot, as does Tim Cook and the CEO. Nvidia, I mean, you can argue it's just a little bit of consolidation. I mean, look, what is this? This big red candle. It's bearish engulfing candle, which did play out briefly. I will say momentum is prone to turning negative, not in February, but possibly in March. So you could have some problems in March, April. Again, the cautious will have a stop around the 10 of May. Occidental. I mean, it's up 4% on the month, but this isn't pretty, is it? It's not very good at all. Pfizer, chop, don't care. Toxic chop, I should say. Palantir, a lot of chop. I mean, it's clear. Look at this. Look at this. Another good example. Teneme support. There it is again. Teneme support. Chop chop. Michael Berry is short Palantir. I would not be. Peloton, good example of a flatlining zombie. PayPal, it's profitable, but that is also a flatlining zombie. Transocean don't care. Oh yeah, Rocket Lab, look at this. New historic high, 89. Also note the fact that December's candle was bullish engulfing, played out. So we could be $100. I don't think we'll see 100 in January, but I think in February, probably. Bullish into the SpaceX IPO, which appears likely in September. Rumble. This is sad. It's not good. Schwab. New historic high. Great company, great service. Schlumberger. Look at this. Now this is performing way better than Occidental. Up 17.8%. This is clearly on hopes of being involved in Venezuela infrastructure building. But broadly the stock is a bit of a chop fest. SMR, it is my favorite nuclear company. So we had a floor in December from the 13s. We've already printed the 22s. Next target is $30 for 10MA. $30 is 50% higher. Now that's not going to happen in January, but we're probably going to be there in February or March. Certainly by March. And in the March, certainly by the beginning of spring, this will be $30. And if it can go above, then next target then will be around 40, 43, 44. Can't be bearish nuclear, can we? Target. Look at this. Yeah, we're above a 10 MA. We're above price threshold. My target is 145. That could take until the end of the summer. Tesla. Q4 sales were terrible as everybody expected. Stock is a bit of a chop fest. Although again, look, December it did print a new historic high. The only thing is, cyclically, it's on the high end. Not a great setup if you want to buy at this level. TSM earnings on Thursday will be fine. Take two. It's a lot of chop. You can see the 10 MA holding a support. I think Grand Theft Auto 6 will come out in May. United Airlines. New historic high. Impressive. Uber. It is short-term broken once it's under the 10 MA. Uranium Energy. Not quite as strong as Kamiko, but it's up 26% on the month. You see a little washout there. I mean, it's a wild one, right? If you're gonna get involved in the nuclear or uranium stocks, you have to be able to stomach 5 to 10% daily swings because these are wild things, and most people can't do that. United Health, yes, look at this. Multi-month structure was a bull flag, but it's starting to play out. We're above the 10 MA. We're sustainably above the 10 MA. Next target is around 460 to 470, which looks probable. Looks realistic by mid-year. Yeah, I think we could see this by April, May, 460, 470. There's a trade there. Warner Brothers. I mean, it looks like the winner of the bid could be Netflix. It hasn't been decided yet. They're still battling out. Paramount could come in and raise their bid again. It's up to them. Or somebody else could even come in. I'm guessing no. I still think Paramount might come in and raise their bid. And money is the ultimate thing. It's gotta if they pay enough, the shareholders will sell the Paramount instead. But yeah, this one is going to be delisted sooner or later. Wells Fargo have earnings, new historic high, not a fan. Exxon, 3.5%. Again, it's 124. This is clearly, well, partly on hopes of being involved in Venezuela reconstruction. If I look at Chevron, CVX, similar, kind of similar price structure. Chevron hasn't quite, look, it's just 19 cents shy of the high from November 22. But I got to think this will be 200 soon. And Exxon will also be, I don't know, 170. Yeah. Block, very similar kind of price action to PayPal. Just a midterm chop fest. Good company, good service, but no, not into that. What do we want to end on? Um, Maybe I want to end on this chart, which is a year-to-date performance. So we're only 7 trading days into the year. I mean, look at that though. Silver's up 12. Silver's up 12% on the year already. Gold's up 4. Copper 3.5. Oil's actually up 2.4% on the year, but I can't quite take oil seriously right now. S&P's up 1.8. Even the bonds are up. Long bonds are up 0.9%. But yeah, so we have an interesting week ahead. Earnings week. And of course, the following week will be a 4-day week. People already aren't thinking about it, but it will be a increasingly busy time into early February. So I think there's a few interesting names there. The ones that stand out to me again are my what I call signal stocks: Nike, Deckers, Target, Home Depot is now on the list. United Health looks interesting. SMR. Anyway, have a good week.